To make the interior, we have to make sure the exterior is of the correct shape. So I've done a few edits. I used actually a photograph reference image to make the exterior model more accurate than the drawing was. And then I had to redo the textures, so it took a while. But now I'm happy with the basic shape of the exterior and we can start working on the interior. We'll select fuselage body, duplicate, enter. Here's a new interior scene collection, fuselage, interior. We need to go to material settings and make sure that here back face culling is on, edit mode, mesh, normals, recalculate inside. And now we have an interior model. Then we go modifier, add, solidify, and we'll use -0.003 or something like that. Can delete half our fuselage. And now here we can see the thickness of the fuselage. So -0.003, 3mm thick aluminium. Then apply the modifier. Then we're going to object mode, apply. Now in edit mode you can see we have all these faces on the outside and all these faces on the inside. So the outside faces we need to get rid of. Let's face the outside, make sure toggle X-ray is off, select all, delete faces. And here just a few more. And now we only have an inside. Oh, we removed one too many. Okay, no worries. Okay, actually what we need to do here is select a new material. And I've made a new material, interior. And then of course we can go to shading, add, texture, image texture, new. Is going to be for interior, 4K textures, and let's go to base color. One thing I've not shown you yet, which may be interesting to you. Let's do texture paint for a laugh. Go to shading, select the interior texture, texture paint. Let's give us a nice color. Let's paint our texture. Save this image. Go to objects, call it interior PNG, save as. Here we go to scene, explain. We're going to find our interior, put it to root collections, call it B for interior, and here with textures, go to objects, interior, normal metalness, save. We can actually export the object now. Let's add some windows. For this we're going to make window booleans. I'll start with this one. Add mesh cube. Right, something like that. Duplicate. Now this one is a little bit more interesting. Okay, these windows are quite square. They have a little bit rounded edges, not much. These have proper rounded edges. And for the rounded edges, we're going to use the bevel tool. Select the edges that we need to bevel, holding shift, bevel. Okay, something like that. More segments, something like that. Scale Y, scale Y, make it more like that. Grab Y, scale Y. Okay, how about that? And now these, bevel modifier, scale, duplicate Y, duplicate Y. There we go. Okay, these are all the same objects. Ctrl J to join them. Window booleans. Scale X. Okay, now we can select the fuselage both inside and outside. What we can do now is select our outside fuselage, add modifier boolean, and select the Windows boolean, and we'll do the same with the interior fuselage, add modifier boolean, object picker, window booleans. Okay, if now hide the window booleans, we don't see a difference, and the reason is because they're the wrong orientation. Okay, no worries. I'll select this object, press A, mesh, normals, recalculate outside. Check that again. Yeah, now it's all blue. And if we now hide them, we have windows. On the interior we have the windows correctly. We have to remove those inside parts. Select these lines and then remove edges. And we need to do this. Oops, undo. Remove edges, edges, edges. Okay, that works. Now let's select the interior fuselage, and this one we should mirror. Yeah. And now we have a fuselage with an inside and an outside. Let's see what it looks like in Explain. Oh, there's still a few more of those objects, those lines. I'll just remove them quickly. Okay, let's export this. So we have the interior, but we also need to export the fuselage. Make sure we have the texture selected, fuselage obviously correct, and for the interior we don't have a normals texture yet, so it's just the interior texture here. Export. Okay, we can see that the fuselage has now windows, but the interior we still need to import, so standard objects, add, find our object, so that's a new before interior object, open. Now let's make sure the numbers are all the same, so we, for this model we had to put 180 here, so they all line up. Now let's have a quick look at these settings. So for until now we've not looked at this much, but here's lighting setting, and for this one obviously the lighting has to be inside. Shadow mode needs to be interior. We've not done the pre-fill yet, but for the interior object we're going to do pre-fill. Okay, it's also going to be a high res object, And we're not going to do any of those. File, save, developer, reload current aircraft and art. Et voila, we have an aircraft with windows. And if we now look from the inside, we have almost something you could call a cockpit.